Hi everyone, another video on supplements for you today. This one I'm going to look at a specific set of supplements that I would typically give to an older rat. So these are rats that are starting to show their age. They might be kind of a little bit doddery, showing signs of hind leg degeneration. They're probably past 18 months, maybe moving on for 2. They may not actually be showing their age, but it might be something that you want to start thinking about anyway. So there are supplements that you can give on top of the normal dietary kind of supplements that can be beneficial to them. And of them, probably the most useful is flax oil or linseed oil. Either of them, they're both exactly the same stuff. Flax just happens to have generally cost a little bit more, but as it was, I got this bottle pretty cheap because it's for dogs. Linseed oil is flaxseed, it's just marketing. It's really good stuff because it's high in omega-3, and actually I think it's got a fair bit of some omega-6 in it as well, but nevertheless it's very high in omega-3, which is really useful for old rats. It's useful partly for joints, you know, they do need it to help keep everything lubricated, but it's also useful from a point of view kidneys. Kidneys are one of the weak links in rats, so to have that kind of option of giving them something that will help that, and flaxseed oil is the really thing, or omega-3 oil is very useful for that. It doesn't have to be flax or linseed, you can also get mixes that are called omega-3 or omega mixes. You can get hemp oil, that's very good as well. Anything like that, the kind of high omega-3 and 6 oils are very useful for kind of kidney degeneration, for aging rats, even before you see signs of kidney degeneration. I think there's evidence that it helps with mammary tumours as well, in theory, but it's generally a good oil, and it's one that I always keep in, hence the massive bottle, though I don't need that much, to be entirely honest. But yes, so flax or linseed oil, definitely a must have in. So how do you give it? You just give a few drops on a wet meal, for instance, or you may have like a little piece of bread and put a few drops on that individually. My rats would lick it out of a spoon quite happily. You don't want to overdo it because it can cause diarrhea if they ingest enough of it. So these people that seem to think it's a good idea to smear their rats in oil to kind of make them introduce well or kill parasites, that's not a good thing. You're going to cause diarrhea in your rats. But a small amount as part of a healthy diet is really useful. So that's a must have in if you've got oldies. Another one to think about, Senior Aid. So Senior Aid is a supplement for older dogs. They also have a cat version. I go for the dog version because it comes in bigger bottles and you do use it over the time. It's really quite a useful one. It covers various things, including things like glucosamine, again omega-3, that's a good one. B vitamins, which are very useful if you've got a degree of hind leg degeneration or nervous degeneration. So it's got various other things on it as well. I shall show you the ingredients. Hopefully the video will reverse this so you can actually read it. But it just gives you a bit of an idea. Great if you've got a rat suffering from hind leg degeneration, it's kind of like a real must. But it doesn't have to be via Senior Aid. So another alternative that I've found, which actually has much the same stuff in, but this is a powder version, it's something called Mobile Bones, and it's sold by Pooch and Mutt. But this is just an example. There are other things like this, again sold for older dogs or cats. I generally go for dog stuff because cats tend to have other extras in there that the rats really don't need. And again, it's got glucosamine, omega-3, B vitamins, vitamin C in this one as well, and a bit of selenium, which is actually something that you can be deficient of in a UK based grain diet because we don't have much in our soil, but I'm just waffling there. It's also got a little bit of calcium, etc. in there. So this is another alternative if you're struggling to get Senior Aid, and it's a bit of a pig to get hold of, to be honest. There's that out there, but there are other things. So you're looking for that kind of combination of omega oils, glucosamine, B vitamins, and actually a bit of extra vitamin C is very useful when they're old as well. So something like that alongside your linseed oil for extra omega oils and kind of its preventative properties. That's a great combination for older rats. And I would definitely recommend having a look into it if you've got rats that are a little bit older.